I'm Ted Gunderson, and I entered on duty in the FBI as a special agent on December the 10th, 1951, and at the time of my retirement, March 30, 1979, I was in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division with more than 700 personnel under my command and a $22.5 million budget. In addition to being one of the top executives in the FBI, I was considered for the directorship to be in charge of the whole organization in 1978. At that time, they chose another individual, Judge William Webster. I think that they probably suspected that because of my maverick background that I would not be the one to be in charge of the FBI. And then once I got out of the FBI, I began an investigation of a triple murder case at an Army base in North Carolina, and as a result of that investigation, the man who was accused of murdering his wife and 2 children was tried and convicted and sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. And then what I'd learned once I became involved in the investigation was that he did not commit the murders. They were committed by a satanic cult group that was involved in a large-scale drug operation. And at that time, they were bringing, the U.S. Army and the CIA were bringing drugs in plastic bags in the body cavities of the dead GIs from Vietnam, flying them into Army bases and distributing them up and down the East Coast. And the satanic cult group that murdered the family were the ones that were distributing the drugs up and down the East Coast. I went public with the information about the drug operation, and the cult was involved, as I say, in the distributing the drugs, and that was the reason for the cover-up. And as a result of me going public, I was on national TV, a number of shows, and people came from all walks of life, all parts of the United States, and started talking to me about satanic cults. And from then on, I learned about the New World Order and the plan by the New World Order to take over the world. I've been, as a result of people coming to me and my research, I learned about a rogue, covert government criminal enterprise that was involved in not only bringing drugs into the country and from out of space and involved the drug operation, but also kidnapping children and other criminal activity. And we'll go into that other now. That's how I became involved in the movement.
My name is Anthony J. Hilder. 44 years ago, I produced and released a set of records called the Illuminati CFR, which talks about bringing about a new world order and the establishment of world government upon the ashes of all countries, all nationalities, and all people for all time. The goal was to bring about a world government, and when Rudolf Hess said, Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer, this is going for one world, one leader, one race. They want to reduce the population of the planet by 90%. And the method of doing this is through an attack from the air, an attack upon all humanity by putting these death dumps out from planes dropped on the people as if they were cockroaches. In the beginning, we had about 18,000 people around the world that knew about the Illuminati. Today, there is an excess of 1 billion. We must incite a revelation to avoid a revolution, to avoid world government. In the United States, the Illuminati, this group of criminals, control the Federal Reserve. That means the banking institution. In Britain, they control the British creation of currency. And it is through the international banksters and government gangsters that they have the money to buy the poisons that are being dropped upon us. They're using our money, taxing us, to buy these aluminum oxides, strontium, barium, and sulfur hexafluoride, and manganese, and arsenic, which is being dropped upon us daily. It must be stopped. It must be stopped, or the planet will die. Ted Gunderson and I have been friends for 30 years, and we have been working together to bring about a free world alliance, a world that is free and not united, because a world united is not free. So we are both opposed to the European Union. We want to see all nations and all people set free, and a complete end to all of the death dumping, because this cannot continue. It must not continue. And Ted and I are working through aircrap.org and the site called OurEnglandUK.com and commoncrime.net, because they are putting death dumps. It's like flushing a toxic toilet, flushing the toxic toilet on the people of the planet as if we were rats and roaches. They intend to kill us. I would like to see our site and all of our material translated into German, Swedish, French, and Italian immediately, and we invite you, the people of the world, to join with us.
Any of my material that's available is welcome to be translated into any language in the world, because we have to step forward and announce our goals to prevent this horrible thing from happening. Every country needs its own sovereignty, and we need our freedom, and that's what we're fighting for.
Now, you have been not only researching the chemtrails and the dumping of this poison on us, but you also have developed strategies to fight against this.
That is correct. We have put together a law which calls for the criminalization of any nation or any organization that are poisoning the people of the planet. It calls for anyone violating this law would be punished by death or life imprisonment, and it's called the Planetary Population Protection and Atmospheric Air Purity Act. We would like this introduced to the Reichstag as we have introduced it to the Congress of the United States, and Ted and I hopefully will be going together to Sweden, to England, to Ireland, to Iceland, and hopefully Deutschland. I'm going to be doing a convention in France. So if you were invited over there, we will accept the invitation, God willing, health permitting, to reach the people of Europe, because they are desperate to get the truth, because they're not going to get it through the American media. This particular show is an opportunity to bring this message to the world. We have to reach the world. We must have a world that is free and not united, because the people who want to bring about a new world order want to reduce the population of the planet by 90%. They must be stopped. We must make it a crime for anybody to dump toxic poisons upon the people of this planet. It's killing the birds, it's killing the fish, it's killing the trees, it's killing the sea mammals. It cannot continue. It must be stopped, and it must be stopped now. I beg you, I plead with you all to work with us. Let us work together to see that the people of the planet live rather than perish under the Illuminati.